Hey everyone, this is Paul, and you are listening to season 2, episode 8 of the Generation Latino podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. As I tell you every single week, it truly means the world to me that you are listening. It really doesn't matter how big, how small my audience is, as long as I am reaching people, inspiring, motivating, keeping you motivated, keeping you resilient. That is all that matters to me. My stories may make people uncomfortable. They might make them not want to hear, and that's fine. That is a-okay. I also want to thank you for tuning in to my last episode. I know I pissed some people off in doing so, and I don't care if I pissed anyone off. It doesn't matter to me. I think our stories need to be told. I think our stories of struggle need to be heard. I think our stories of injustice and unfairness need to be heard. So if people are upset with the truth of the world we live in as Latinos, that's on you. Educate yourself and do better. So I say that because I did get people being upset about the conversation I had with my experience interviewing with the USTA, and I was apparently very harsh, but I don't care. I do not care. I will not be silent. I won't be silenced, and I will continue to tell my truth just like every other Latino out there should. Say your truth and speak from your heart. Continue to do that. On a brighter note, I am so happy that Bad Bunny is doing the Super Bowl. When I found out, I was like, fuck yes. I am so glad he's doing it. It's representation for the Latino community. It's what we need, and it's the only way that we're going to continue to be heard is having representation like Bad Bunny being on the stage of the Super Bowl. And I know he pissed off a lot of people. People are upset. They're mad. They why a Latino? He only speaks Spanish. Who gives a fuck? I am so happy and so excited for him to be performing at the Super Bowl. So, anyways, I'm excited. I love the idea of just pushing forward, staying progressive, and being true to who you are. As Latinos, I mean, this whole podcast, I mean, it is called Generation Latino for a reason because I refuse to stay silent. I refuse to let other people dictate our stories. I refuse to let other people write our narratives. Our parents, our grandparents, our great, great, great grandparents did not sacrifice all they did for us to be silent. I won't stay silent. I will continue to speak my truth, and I will continue to be a voice for the Latino community. I am a proud Mexican American, and I will continue to move forward, and I will continue to speak up. This podcast was made to help people stay resilient, be motivated. It's hard out there right now. Think about it. The fact that a Latino man caused such an uproar for performing at the Super Bowl, how much it caused a commotion. That's sad. We live in the United States of America, and the fact that a Latin performer caused all of that ruckus means that we're not where we need to be. So I will continue with this podcast. I don't care if I have one listener. I will continue to speak my mind, tell my stories, say my truth, and continue to build community. It's all we got. So thank you for listening. But in today's episode, we're going to talk about the word no and how a lot of people have issues with saying the word no. And personally, I don't have a problem saying the word no, but we're going to dig a little deeper with the word no. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, saying no without guilt. All right, guys. So, how many of you out there listening have a hard time saying the word no? And how many of you out there can't say no for whatever reason, whether it's guilt, whether it's just feeling bad for saying no or disappointing someone? When I was younger, I never wanted to disappoint anyone, right? I never wanted to say no. So if someone invited me somewhere, if somebody wanted me to do something or a favor, I was always like, yes, 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 yes. And, when you always say yes, that means that you're never saying no. So for me, I wanted to make sure that I was not just doing things for the sake of doing them. I did not want to just say yes all the time. So I want to start off with the history of the word no. I think, and I'll speak from my experience growing up in a Latino household, is that when you said no, you got in trouble, right? So when you say no, it's like being disobedient. When we were younger, it wasn't like when we said no, we knew that that was a boundary, right? So I would never want to say no because I wouldn't want to disappoint my parents. I wouldn't want to disappoint my friends. And I just didn't want to be the bad guy. And I think oftentimes when we say the word no, we think we're the bad guys, but we're not the bad guys when we say the word no. So I think that's where the history, at least for Latinos, is well, if I say no, I'm the bad guy. If somebody asks me for money, and I say, "No, I can't," you have that guilt. And I think also the word no and guilt, they kind of go hand in hand. So when you tell someone no, it's like you feel guilty, you feel bad. At least I did at one point. So what does no mean to you? Now as an adult, what no means to me is boundaries. It means that I'm setting a boundary for myself and now I'm not over booking myself. I'm not overworking myself. I am putting my mental health first and my well being first. So when I say no, it's not even the fact that I don't want to do it. It's not even the fact that I don't want to do it. Sometimes I say no and I do want to do something, but I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting my energy. I'm protecting my mental health, awareness, and all of that. Another question I have for you is when was the first time you realized how powerful the word no was? For me, I realized it when I was using it to set boundaries for myself. And I think oftentimes we're just always saying, yes, yes, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. I mean, I saw that with my mom. She was a single mom and she never said no. It was always like, I'll try to do it. I'll try to do it. I'll try to do it. And for me, I started using no as a boundary setting. And that's when I realized the power in the word no. So if someone asked me to go somewhere or do something, I now would say, no, I can't do that. No, I won't do that. No, I don't have the time to do that. Now I say it confidently. Like now I say no with confidence, but I challenge you, if you're someone who can't say no, just try it and try it with something small. It doesn't have to be something major, but something small so that you can start getting used to saying no. And one of my really good friends, Veronica, who I've talked about, she's always like, telling me you're really good at setting your boundaries. But a big part of me setting those boundaries is that I say no to things. I don't try to make everything happen. And that's why I feel at my age, being in my 30s, I'm just a lot more confident in the word no. And going back to why we have a hard time, I think it's just guilt. We don't want to disappoint. And it's sad because I see people in life trying to just please everyone and they're just trying to make everybody happy. And I'm like, what are you doing? Saying yes to everyone. You're making everybody happy, but you're miserable. That is not worth it. Someone else's happiness is not worth yours. And I think we feel guilty because of the disappointment. So, how can we get better at saying no? For me, it's putting myself first and it's realizing that I need to put myself first. And I'm always telling this to my cousin because she's always asking me, like, well, how are you able to do this? And how are you able to do that? I'm like, I put myself first. I put myself first before anything. I'm not doing this selfishly, but if I am not the best version for myself, there is no way that I can be the best version of myself for anyone else. There is no way. But, the reason why I wanted to talk about the word no today was because I have a lot of friends in my life and even some family members that are afraid to say no. But I challenge you out there listening to tell people no. If someone asks you for dinner or asks you to go out or asks you to do something and you don't want to do it, that's okay. Say no. No, thank you. You want to go here? No, thank you. You want to do this? No, thank you. Can you give me that? No. Practice it. I'm telling you, there is so much power in the word no. And it doesn't mean that it's negative. It doesn't mean that you have to feel guilty for saying it. Because I can tell you this, as I've gotten older, I've realized that the word no has really saved me in so many ways because it's allowed me to set those boundaries with people. It's allowed me to put myself first. Because before it was like, yes, 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 I want to do a million things. I want to make everyone happy, but I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm not putting myself first. You don't want to do that. This is a short episode today, but I just wanted to talk about the word no. And if you're listening and you're struggling with saying no, I get it. I understand, but practice it. Practice saying no and protect yourself. But I want to thank you for tuning in. I know it's a short episode, but I just wanted to talk about the word no. Something that happened in my life where I had been saying no a lot lately, and it was because I needed to protect myself. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard when you don't want to disappoint people, but you have to put yourself first. But I want to thank you again for tuning in. It means a lot to me, and I will see you on the next episode.